Welcome to the DJ Insider Podcast, sponsored by Amplified Events.
It's the only podcast where we break down insider information from our weddings, experience, and advice from over 15 years in the wedding industry.
We're your hosts. I'm Mike Kane, owner of Amplified Events.
And I'm Joe Obamani, the general manager of Amplified Events.
Let's get into it. We are back, and today it's Quad Pod.
Quad Pod.
Yes, we got, of course, your boy,
Joe.
your other boy, Mike.
Micah.
Cool. It's a DJ Quad Pod to start the season.
Yes.
It's March. We just had St. Patrick's Day. So things were green, but now they're picking up and they're gold. Ready to get started. Yeah, thanks for coming on the pod.
Of course.
I wanted to talk a little bit about, the last year or two that you guys have been kind of working with us and kind of talk about worst and best, like favorite gigs you've done and kind of why and what elements like made it your favorite. And then like your most challenging, the hardest gigs you've done and what you learned from it and kind of why it was so challenging. We can kind of popcorn around or go like however people want.
Cool.
But think back to last year, the year before, whenever.
Me and you had one where I think the bride was a model. Oh my gosh, dude, we ran through the ceremony like 4 or 5 times before it ever even started, and just like very
Oh, that was
picture
a long day.
oriented. Yeah,
Like the day was all about the pictures.
Oh, okay.
It was not about their love. Like you could.
he looked like he looked like he was
But
hired to stand.
the groom was a model or the bride was a model? Or they were both models?
The couple were both models.
So the pictures were very important. They
were very
prioritized.
important, and they took photos the whole time. And they left the dance floor several times to go take more photos. And then they did just like so many events that like involved photos that just like
Memories were more important than the celebration.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So that one was
That is
was
tough.
a long day.
Was
it was
that-
a long day? It was outdoors. It ended at midnight. Like it was.
Yeah, that one was till midnight. I
freaking
remember
night.
now.
What
The
that dance
last
floor
hour
do?
was lame.
It was bad. And then, so it was rough all night because they were not on the dance floor.
They
were
weren't
just
there
hopping
like
around.
at all.
And then I'm playing all the music on their stuff. They're not on the dance floor. I cannot get a read on this crowd genuinely. So I'm just playing everything on their playlist. This is what you thought your guest would like. I'm playing the things because a lot of the things that I would typically play are also on their do not play. So it's like, where does this leave me? With your music. So I'm playing that. I got a guest coming up. Like, can we get something like from this era? Can you get something good on? Can you play some of that good music? I was just like, this is what they asked for. Like, I'm sorry. So it was so long. And then I remember the last hour of the night, they did not have a single house song on their playlist. Like, not a single one.
No.
And then I remember their friends asking for, I don't know, something like that featured Zed, or I don't know. There was like some type of EDM crossover. They were like, more of this, like more house. And then the groom came up and just like showed me his phone, like did that thing where it was just like playlists, like just scrolled through. And it was, so you want house? Yeah, no, that'd be great. Oh, okay, cool. Let's do that. So we did that the last hour, and then we just went home, and it was fine.
Cried.
I just cried. So I've totally forgot about that one.
Oh, that's a good example. What lessons did you learn from that? Like, or what stood out to you? Like, what was so tough about it? What made it tough?
Ceremony was really tough, I feel like.
Yeah, like they were.
Was it tough sound wise? Was it tough?
So it was one of those ceremonies where, and no hate to this because it does look good on paper.
Sure.
And in theory, it looks incredible, but they had so there's a song, and at 1 minute, we start walking in, and then at 1:40 is when we turn at the edge of the aisle, and then at 1:51 is when we get down to the end, and then on the big da-da is when my dad turns, and that's the cue. It was like
it was very time.
It was like
structured.
very time structured thing, and honestly, like those things, as you know, take 15 seconds. They don't take 1:30 seconds like people want them to. I know that's your moment. I know it's important to you, but walking down the aisle takes 15 seconds.
Yeah,
sorry to interrupt you, but on that, I had a couple weddings this year, very few, but a couple where they wanted something similar, like the doors fling open at 13 seconds, or my groom turns around at this moment.
Yeah.
even before doing it, I never thought that could work out. And then after doing it, it's never worked out exactly as they wanted. Is there a way to actually execute that, first of all? And because, like, in my opinion, I think the bride or groom is just asking too much when that goes down. Like, it's almost like acting or being in a play, right? Like, you need to practice this.
Yeah, you got to walk it and you got to block
there's
it.
There's never anyone pointing to the guy like, hey, groom, this is 45 seconds. So is he just supposed to know the exact word? He's nervous.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of factors at play.
Has the bridal party done this before? Like, there's so many factors that align with also with the one that we did. It was like 6 timings.
Right.
If it's just one where we start to walk up to the door and then at 13 seconds it flings. That's very doable.
I agree.
That
the planner can help
one
them.
cue,
one thing.
the planner can know that. I can cue the planner. They can swing the door.
The one that gets me is I want the groom or dad to turn around. I've had that one at
'cause
this moment. And it's like, does he
one-
know his exact word? Because that's on him.
Does
Like,
he know
he's going to
it?
be the one to
Just
mess
'cause
this up here.
something I can't do it for him.
Mhm.
That's where it's out of my hands.
Yeah, at that point,
and there's
it really is.
nothing I can do.
Yeah.
So hopefully they hit their mark and you do the best you can. You play the song that they asked for, and honestly, if they don't line up to their own cues and things that they do, that's really not on us. Like,
Sure.
it's our job to play the song, to, if there is a cue, to like signal someone, and
give
that's
the
the
sign.
most that we can do.
Mhm.
Yeah. We're basically the sound, or if it's like a theater, we're kind of the director. Like, yeah, we can give you, but if you don't remember your line and you're not on your spot, like, there's nothing. Lighting, we can't do much. If you're not where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there.
Or if like you miss the part if you want to come out at 13 seconds and you're like, oh shit, I forgot. And now it's 18 seconds and you're like, we can't
rewind or start the
now
song
that
over.
sounds so much worse. Now you've missed your moment. And now you're just thinking about that the whole time. Is that also with some couples, will that ruin their day? Will it not? Are you so focused on this being, because that's the thing. If you're so focused on it being absolutely perfect, that's with your whole wedding. You're kind of setting yourself up for failure. Expect a couple mistakes, things to maybe go wrong. Expect some flexibility there. Maybe it comes out at 15 seconds, but you hear the boom, the doors open, then maybe there's a 2-second pause. But people get the vision. They know exactly what you were going for.
Yeah.
They get it.
Yep.
It's the theatrics of it. They know that it wasn't a practice, rehearsed thing. And oftentimes, too, that makes a nice, real moment. They'll get a real laugh on camera. They'll get some real emotion caught, because it's either we hit it and that, like, you feel the chills and everybody like hits it, or like you get a nice laugh because maybe dad missed his mark at the end of the aisle and he's like,
Flower girl freaks out.
She freaks out. She stands at the end of the aisle. And then they just run off. And stuff like that happens all the time.
It literally happened to me and you one time. That just reminded me of when it happened. So yeah,
expect stuff like that to change.
Make the best laid plans, but be comfortable with mistakes and roll with it. Roll with the resistance of it. You're gonna enjoy it much better. But what I do when I meet with my couples and they ask about stuff like that, what I typically do is, like, I would recommend like one thing. So, like, I can start the song and then I can point to you or point to the person to open the door when the cue you want. And I'll do it like 2 seconds before, just to give us a little bit of boom. And then, like, we're ready. Okay. And I go 5. I'll count down 3 to boom and point. But if they want like that, and then there's another one and another one and another one, I'm like, that's where you really should pay us to be at the rehearsal. We should block it and walk it and practice it multiple times. If you want something like a stage precision like that, to everyone to hit it right on the mark, and if you're relying on other people to also hit their mark, it's doomed to fail, especially if there was no practice.
And that's why we ran through it 4 or 5 times. Like, we finished setting up, and they're like, okay, you're set up. Let's run through it. Let's do it.
Boom. Yeah.
People, and that goes well, but when the pressure's on and people are feeling feelings, and the flower girls like taking extra time, like, things go wrong and people get in their head and they get distracted and they forget and they miss their mark.
Definitely.
What advice, lessons you learned from that experience, from that wedding, that you can take going forward, that you would advise on future couples and future DJs? Like, this is how you should handle it. This is what I learned from doing this.
Everything I've already said. It's just plan it out. Plan it exactly how you want it. If you want marks like that, plan them out. However, be willing to accept if they don't, and just move on to the next mark. And hopefully the next family member hits the next mark, and we'll just go from there.
Yeah,
but
roll with it.
It's not the end of the world. We're going to save it. Most likely, not a single person in the audience noticed.
And if they did, they laughed.
And if
Yeah.
they did, they laughed. But like
I love
nobody knows, none of your guests know what you planned. Only you know what you planned for your wedding. So like no one else is going to fixate on that besides you.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
We got another friend. Come join us, friend.
Lock.
You good with being on the pod? All right, we can use your image and likeness rights in perpetuity. We were literally just talking about last season, and like the favorite gigs you've done and why. We didn't even get to that part. And then like, what were the most challenging ones and why? What you learned from it, advice you have going forward. They were just sharing about a wedding they did where the ceremony was tough and where the bride and groom were really kind of absent from the party because they were taking photos. But that was important to the bride and groom. But the dance floor suffered because of it. I think that was fair to say.
It was definitely the prom. The prom.
Yes, tell us about the prom.
Oh, it's just too many requests. The kids coming up,
Yeah, it's manic.
groups of 3 to 5 or more.
You can't request a song alone.
Yeah.
How dare you do
They're
that?
so
No. It has to be the group. The more people, the more likely the song is going to get
Yeah,
played.
and they all have to have an input on that song.
Yep.
Every single one of them have to tell you something.
They will let you know if they don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, almost immediately.
Right.
I mean, it was fast mixing almost the whole time. I was assisting and I was stressed. I can't imagine Micah. Oh my gosh. I was just doing my best to write down all their songs, which some of them I'd never heard of.
I don't think this is appropriate. Judging by the title alone,
You got that new one by Lil Puppy? Like, I don't even know if that's an artist. Is that a
is that
song?
real?
It was crazy. So that was a challenge.
How would
That's
you?
funny.
So it's challenging because they're just in your face constantly, and like you just can't take a break. Do you think that could have been avoided? Like how we could have advised the students planning the prom or the people who booked us to like, kids are gonna be kids, but like, how can we make that better in the future to avoid a situation like that from reoccurring, and or to prep and train the DJs and the DJ assistants who are like encountering this for the first time in the future? Like, next time you're doing a prom, you're like, ooh, like, you know what you're in for.
Oh, we're doing another one. I've already signed up.
You didn't learn your lesson?
Oh man. No, I think that you could, force down a contract that states that there are no requests besides what the board of kids who have created the list, that you can only play from that list. Maybe, but I don't think that's going to be as enjoyable for the
It's
kids
gonna kill
there.
the vibe, yeah.
And that would be a nice thing for us, of course, to just be able to have a catch-all phrase. Oh, sorry, no request tonight. That'd be fun. That'd be great, but not really for the whole vibe. And part of it, I think, was that the kids loved it so much that we had, the teachers coming up. I think one of the guys even wanted to get our information for his wedding or someone he knew.
Like one of the students or one of the teachers?
Teachers. One of the teachers was like, "Oh, I'm getting engaged soon, or I am engaged. I'm having a wedding soon. Like, I'd love to get your information." Like,
Oh, nice.
They saw the energy out of the kids, and they really enjoyed it too. So I don't think I would have it any other way, but
Sounds like you guys crushed
it
it.
was challenging.
But it was challenging.
Yeah. In terms of training, I mean, it's just
Yeah, I mean, they reached out and said you guys did an amazing job. They booked us again, like for another event.
Yeah, we might be doing that.
But it's because you guys did a great job. Like they told us personally about
And
it.
I'm glad to hear. I didn't even think about contract. We literally could put that into
We
like a
absolutely
prom
could do
school
that.
dance contract, where like the school is like we're not responsible. Like if you want to authorize us to play requests of the students, then we're gonna play them, and we're not responsible for what gets played. Like it's not our job to like comb through
Yeah,
and
to
like.
some point, yeah.
What I usually do is I'm Googling and I'm reading every lyric and I'm looking for
too.
like bad words, N words, like just terrible, like anything that I could get in trouble for.
Right.
But I'm like, I like putting the onus on that on the administration who's signing the contract that like they need to pre-approve a list. Otherwise, anything goes. And, we're going to keep these kids happy.
right.
I guess to that
Play the
point,
songs they want to hear.
I've literally been at the proms where like you play something and it's okay, and then you play another thing that, in my opinion, is equally as okay, and a teacher's kind of like, nah, and they'll give you that, and it's kind of like, okay, it's clear that everyone's own judgment is different of what's okay. Right?
Yes.
Like
Where are
there's
we
4 or
drawing the
5
line?
teachers
And they'll
here, and you all
they'll
have different
accept
levels
wah.
of okay.
They'll accept the clean version of wah,
Yeah.
even though it's saying gushy gush.
That
you
is
know what I mean?
worse.
That is so
I
much
always
worse.
say
Right?
the
You're
clean
like,
version
okay,
of
what's
WAP
supposed
is
to be
worse.
But you
What
can't
is
do the clean
supposed to
version.
be
Yeah,
here?
so
Cardinal Bird got it right the first time.
Cardinal Bird.
Cardi B.
It's very tough.
It's short. It's short for Cardinal Bird.
I think for me that prom was like, he had never done it, so we didn't know what to go into really, even though I'd prepped him a little bit, but you don't know until you know.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, honestly.
I'd done 2 before that with Hyro, one with Hyro, and I kind of knew you're going into the doghouse, like it's like that. They're just like, no matter what, you're gonna have a lot of requests, and like, I don't know. I personally didn't mind that one too much, like especially the time versus the money. If I'm gonna be honest, like it's just like, of course, why wouldn't
They're
I do
easy.
that?
They're
You know,
easy.
they're
Couple
easy
hours,
comparatively
right.
to spending a whole day doing a wedding and the prep prior and speaking with the couple. It's like
You have to nail it.
I'm okay
Like,
with
I can
kind of
make
being a
couple
jukebox
mistakes
for
and-
a night here and there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I also just went into it with the mental space that like
You're going
I just
into the
yeah
doghouse.
yeah like I already said, I'm going to the doghouse. I know to
That's
expect like
such a perfect way to say it.
I'm not planning on me getting into some fire mix where the kids are like, oh my gosh, like keep this up. I know how it is. You can play a fire song and even halfway and they're still like, all right, next. Like just
Next.
keep it quick, you know?
That's enough.
Right. And the weird nuances of like high school kids of like, there will be kind of like your more band kids that want like a whole nother genre of music. And then you'll have like heavy metal kids that, you know what I mean? There's like
Theater
big
kids,
genre,
yeah.
the theater kids and like every
like
group
Hamilton,
in high school.
please.
In Ham,
Yeah,
yes,
these
exactly.
Kids come up with one-off
Kind of fun
songs
trying to
that
weirdly
just-
squeeze that in and like
Dun,
also
dun,
not
dun, dun,
worrying
dun,
about
dun.
like
Fireball.
yeah. And at a prom, it's kind of like if I kill a dance floor, I don't really care. Whereas at a wedding, I care. I don't know how to put that, how to explain that, but like, I never intend to kill a dance floor. But I understand that with high school kids, you just can't read them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
There's so
literally
many
came up
different-
mid-song and were like,
Low
"Can you
stakes,
play
yeah.
We Are Charlie Kirk," which is an AI like. Just crazy request. Like, how would I, as a DJ,
TikTok
ever know
audio.
you want kaboom, kablam,
Yeah.
right? Like, I just wouldn't know
Rest
that.
in peace, Granny.
Right. Like, you just
No
can't
way.
know some of those things. So, I think I was fortunate. I didn't really have any gigs last year that I was like, this was a horror experience or like, my worst gig was like a 6 or a 7 last year.
Honestly, mine too.
And it was just like,
Well, no, that's a lie.
just either because the vibes weren't there with the couple mostly, like they weren't on the dance floor ever.
I know the one
didn't
you're
care to
talking about.
dance, or like,
Yeah. Even the one that Cole was talking about, it's like I don't even remember that one. Like
I-
there's so few
Yeah.
that are.
Isn't that
are
wild?
man,
bad that
I didn't lose sleep over a single wedding.
I just brush them off. I think the only one that I thought was like that affected me the next day. I woke up like, did that really happen?
Yep.
Were you at Journeyman with me when that guy called me classless?
That was me.
Was that you?
No,
That was insane. That was just insane. I forget the circumstance even because it was so irrelevant.
Dude was rude in your face.
Dude
Yeah.
was rude in my face and like came up and like put his hands on me and like
Yeah.
put his arm around my shoulder
he
and
should've-
said something and I was like, no, what the hell? Like what? Then he called me classless. But that one I was like, what is this? Isn't even the wedding. Like this is a 10 out of 10. I remember it being a great
It was
wedding,
a great dance floor too.
but that was just the one that was like, what happened? Like, what
Which
the
to your
hell?
point and what Dayton was saying about the high school kids, I've learned already that guest requests at weddings are far more likely to get under my skin than like the prom requests.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Because I hate when you get a random guest that's like pretty much a nobody at the wedding, just being a stickler and you're and needling
dance
all
floor
night.
was full.
Like,
he
at your
was sitting
skill
there
set,
the whole time at
yeah.
his table with his
and
arms
then you
crossed.
sometimes
the
you even play that
entire
guy's
night.
song and he doesn't dance too. And
Yeah,
it's just like
they're just
dude,
trying to control it.
Yeah,
They're just trying
it's
to
a
control.
thing,
Yeah.
and it's like get the fuck out of here. And you'll even have sometimes a bride or groom that like, oh, Uncle Danny or whatever was fucking with you, like ignore him basically, you know. And it's like
Yeah.
those get under my skin far more. 'Cause
I've
it's like,
had
dude, we're
couples
here for
call
the
me the
couple,
next day to apologize.
Yeah.
Because of how terrible
or you're
the person
killing a
was
dance
treating me.
floor, and the guy's like, come on, man, when are you playing my thing? Like this, so it's like, how would you be here for the
Just-
group,
there's-
right? Enjoy
there's
your time.
200
enjoy
people
it.
out
Right.
there.
With
Just have
what
fun,
was
you know?
happening too.
You want Highway to the Danger Zone. There's
Right.
200 people out there.
Yeah.
It's a good song, but not right now.
Or I'll never forget the wedding with you where the guy said, I traveled all the way from the UK
That's
here.
it. That's it.
What did he want?
How about some Oasis?
Yeah, he wanted Oasis.
Yeah.
Please play Oasis. I'm all the way here from the UK. It's just like, imagine
Okay.
being at a UK wedding and asking for any US artist. Like, you play some
Seriously.
Tekashi 6ix9ine, man. I flew all the way across the pond here, man.
Or like Lee Greenwood, proud to be an American. Like something super American, you know?
Yeah.
That's just gonna be
Toby
like,
Keith.
what?
What's some
God
born
bless
in
the
the
USA.
Yeah.
Just using I drove here or flew here as the justification for
Yep.
requesting a song is
Come on, guy.
Come on, man.
I flew here.
I'm talking to the
You
guy that
fucking
hears
asshole,
I'm
I
the bride's
flew
best
here.
friend all the time. And like, I'm the uncle and aunt. You got to use a better one than that.
I love that like their presence is a gift.
Yeah.
To me, the
me,
DJ.
yeah. To you.
I've
Yeah.
arrived.
You should know who
Come
I
on,
am.
mate.
I figured you just should know
You
who I
didn't see
am.
that red
Show us-
carpet roll out.
Show us some courtesy here. And I'm like, I don't know who you are.
I have no idea who you are.
You're making
I'll never
a-
see you again.
My best wedding last year
Yeah.
was There's a couple, but my go-to is the one that we did in the tent. Just because, like, you usually aren't in a bad mood day of wedding, but that day, like, we had a lot going on. We had a recent DJ that's not with us going out on, I think, one of his first leads, like a Couts Barn wedding with an old assistant that was here.
I had to pay a DJ who was off that day to go help.
You were just stressed, I could tell. You was not about the wedding. And for me, I'm, like, still new to the biz, and we're going to, like, a fancy Chicago wedding, but it is 90 degrees out, to be fair. Hot as hell. You're telling me that, like, we're outside with a tent covering, basically. And like, good luck in the sun. It's going to be terrible. And literally the first thing I say to you is like, dude, we're manifesting good vibes now. This is going to be the most gorgeous tent you've ever seen. It's going to have air conditioning. We're going to have drinks served to us. Like, I'm painting this crazy picture. We pull up to the venue and it is it's probably $100,000 enclosed tent.
It's literally air conditioned.
The top part is white, but the sides are an aluminum structure with windows. We walk inside, air conditioned. Top-notch service. We're on like the prettiest golf course. The prettiest golf course I've ever been on in Illinois, like a private club. And Mike is like,
dude, easiest load-in ever. I think we threw an uplighting for free. It looked amazing. Like,
turns into a killer wedding.
Rager. Absolute rage.
Like,
10 of 10.
That is so
dance floor,
funny.
You couldn't play a bad song. Like, we're changing genres. It just, nothing missed. Guests coming up and requesting things in pocket where we play it, and it just like, there was more people to go on the dance floor. Like, dude,
Where'd they come from?
Seriously, I'll never
We're
forget
spawning
that.
people.
From that car ride on being like, we're manifesting this, dude. And we just pull up and I'm just like, you're shitting me. I'm like, losing
I've got to say though, you've always, I like him. You've always got that attitude.
I'm always
At
so
every
positive.
single wedding.
He's so positive.
One thing goes wrong and I'm like, well, this may fucking suck.
Yep.
Michael's like, no. This is why it's going to be great. And you absolutely need someone like that because in this job, you can definitely dwell on all those.
You get really
things.
stuck.
You get really stuck on a guest being rude or your ceremony mic's cutting out one time. And it's like, is this going to happen? And panicking and
Such
making
small
more
things.
mistakes because you're panicking. And
That's why the assistant helps.
yes.
It literally shocks you from that, and it gives you a place to vent and process.
But one thing at a time, just go slow. And that's so definitely something to take away from that.
I also want to add before anyone else goes into their best wedding, my other best wedding, which I mentioned on the podcast before, was with Cole at the LaPorte Civic Stadium because Cole was DJing on the board and I was taking a break behind that. We were on a stage, a theater stage with curtains closed. I'm behind the curtains and we're literally playing, what was it?
Hot in Here.
Hot
By
in Here
Nelly.
by Nelly. And I hear someone as I'm on my phone taking a break yell, fire! And I'm like, Cole must be killing it. I around the corner, I hear fire again, so I peek open. Cole's looking for the next song, and there is literally a fire on the stage. Like, their ceremony, they had ceremony dune grass, basically, that the candles had sat under and lit on, and there's like a 15-foot fire because dune grass burns quick. So this whole pot, literally playing Hot in Here, and Cole's like, oh shit, an actual fire.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm like, what's going on? I see people running at me, and then I look over
and
I'm
it was
like,
in an
holy
it was a
shit.
big auditorium, so like the fire, like it wasn't really like, of course it's an issue, but they put it out and like the smoke wasn't. We're not in an
Concrete
enclosed
floors.
box or
Yeah.
something. Like everyone kept
so
dancing.
funny.
It was a great talking point.
It
Like
did not affect anything past putting it out.
I just remember being like, Cole, the odds of like us playing Hot in
It's
Here and a fire
starting
starting,
as the
it'll
fire
never happen
starting.
again, man.
No.
That's a great DJ story.
Yeah.
That's
One of the
so
best
good.
weddings I did was when we had that table collapse. At a
Dude,
wedding.
I remember that
mention
story.
that.
Yes.
So we had a table collapse. Like they came in for introductions. They all sat down. The bride and groom were about to cut their cake, and as they were about to slice it, the bridal party's table just comes crashing down. The tables, the candles, the
It's
everything.
crazy.
Oh my gosh! But it was one of those couples that was just, we're here to party.
They
We do
rolled
not
with it,
care.
dude.
They took pictures with the floor, like the table on the floor.
Oops,
They-
like
Tables
oops,
collapsing.
Oops, all tables. They did
Oops,
not
all
care.
tables. That was your best wedding? Cole,
Yeah, that was
Cole
so
best
much
gig
fun.
last year? Best gig. You can pick his too if you want it.
me and you had one at Journeyman Three Oaks. The dance floor was killer, dude, and it was like trap music the whole night. But everybody was getting down to it, and I had drinks. You had drinks. We were
It's
feeling
a
great.
distillery. Like,
Like, yeah,
they
of
want you
course
to
we
have
had
drinks.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember that one.
It was the one where the dude ripped his pants.
I'm gonna need more. There's like wolf hair in the poop, like it's like from that Always Sunny. Like that doesn't narrow it down. People rip their pants at every wedding. Trap music, drinking, rip the pants. I need one more thing, maybe. Maybe
He
it wasn't
came
me.
up while the bride was talking to us and was like, "Hey, I got a request. Come on, man, I got a request." And you were like, "Okay, just because you ripped your pants does not mean get to go before the bride.
I don't remember this.
I remember that moment so vividly because afterwards I was like, okay.
You're sure it was me? It wasn't another DJ?
I'm 100%
Okay, I believe
positive
you.
it was you, dude. It
I
was
need like
hilarious.
one more bit. I had been there a couple times
That
last
is
year.
so funny.
I'm trying to remember. Sometimes they run together, like, and unfortunately,
Yeah.
the three things you mentioned, I understand those are like I have had that many weddings.
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, that's not like a
Yeah.
one-off thing for a
Yeah.
party.
But what was so good about that wedding? Like, what was good about
Oh,
it?
the whole dance floor was
Just a
all,
rager?
all night. From the time we opened it to the time we closed it was just a rager.
Mm.
The bride and groom, I don't think really even left besides to like say bye to
Yeah.
their older family members. But besides that, they were out there the whole night too. It was insane.
Do you have a favorite gig you did
You
last
got
year?
Dayton.
I might have to say the first one I ever did, which was the Serbian wedding.
Dude.
It was unique, gorgeous,
Mm.
and the dance floor kept popping because they would be flip-flopping between the Serbian music
Yeah.
and then your set, and it was kind of chill because of that as well. Great food.
Oh, yes.
Was that at St. Sava?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was just
Nice
excellent
venue.
all around. I enjoyed it, and
Nice.
it was even my first one, and I was a bit stressed from that. But all that being said, it was still probably one of the best.
That one sounded cool when you explained
It
it
was
to me. You mentioned
really
how you guys
good.
would go from like complete genre switches, basically, right? Did you have a live
Mhm.
band there or something
Yeah.
that you were like bouncing between?
And he had
like it was
this-
hitting somehow.
He had this like keyboard that was set up like it was a accordion. It's like it was just multiple little keys. Boop, boop,
Whoa.
boop, doop, 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 doop.
Yeah.
And he had this female singer, and I was like, "Are you with her?" He's like, "No, I don't even like her." And she was singing and
Were they
serving
good?
it.
Like, were they
They were
talented?
fantastic.
Or
Oh,
was
they
it
were
like they
fan-
got their cousin to do it. kind of thing?
no, they were
They were good.
fantastic.
They
They were
were
really,
legit.
really good. And the crowd was vibing it, you know.
Yeah.
And so they do 3 or 4 songs, and they're like, "You go," and then I would do 3 or 4 songs like traditional American that you would expect
Yeah,
at a wedding. But it was
Or-
nice because then I could have
That's
just
really
do.
fun.
I could
That
just
sounds fun.
do the
Yeah.
ragers, you know.
yeah.
none of
Oh
the-
my gosh. Playing
Yep.
3 to
Yeah.
4 songs that just hit.
it was long, if I remember.
It
was
was.
like
They-
6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Act-
added
yeah,
time.
but- but we only probably played for 3, and then they played for 3. It was just
Split the
great.
time.
They had their own a guy doing the introductions too. I didn't MC at all.
And he was great.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
hilarious
he was
too.
so
He was like,
funny.
"Whatever, you guys, come on now!" Like, he,
But I loved it also because in between, when they were performing, we could just step outside. And
Yeah.
it was cold. It was like a cool night. So if it was hot or stuffy, we just took a little break. Like, it was great.
Always
Got away
get
from
hot
the
and stuff,
sounds, yeah.
Nice.
It was nice. It just had every accommodation we would want. And the dance floor was hot the whole time for all the different reasons. I was even passing out the funny glasses, the shades, and the colorful light foam things. That was fun. Everybody was like the whole time. Yeah, it was great. So that was probably my favorite still so far, which is crazy.
Nice.
And we got tipped at the end, which was excellent. So
we love a good
it was
tip.
11 out of 10.
Mm.
We got to beat it in 2026.
We're going to.
Yeah.
While you think of your best wedding really quick, I
yeah.
want to know from you and Joey, what venues do I have to look forward to you, like that you only hit every so often but are just gorgeous? Because my still top, like most gorgeous venue personally is probably Notre Dame. Even though like
I've
it's
been
pretty
there.
in its
Which
own
one?
way. There's far
Which one?
when we were over the field with you.
Yeah.
I just love
I've
that
seen
spot.
pictures,
Like
yeah.
there's prettier venues aesthetically from
Those
the
stadiums
outside
are
and property
nuts.
wise, no doubt. But
I
as
love
far
them.
as when you're in the space and the scene, that just
Downs
nails it.
We're there a
Ballroom,
lot
baby.
this year. We're in the Downs Ballroom several times.
Yeah,
Is there
dude.
anything that tops
And the
that in your
Donkey Ballroom.
opinion? As far as just like
That ballroom, that's definitely top 3.
Literally over a historic
Both of-
stadium.
yeah,
Like
it's-
beautiful.
with how they do the cocktail hour upside
Yeah.
upstairs,
Yeah.
looking down on like,
Yeah.
and they have the monogram
I add
floor
uplighting for
and
free
like,
every time if they don't add it. Like it just
Well,
looks
yeah.
so nice there. It is
Why
one of the
wouldn't you?
best.
Yeah.
you just go into so many venues that are like, they're almost there to being
Yeah.
high class. They
Correct.
try to present the look and everything, but it's not quite. You can just tell. But Notre Dame, you're just like everything. The service from start to finish, you're just like, these people spent not just tens of thousands, but an absurd amount of money on this
One
wedding.
that the load in is the absolute worst, but probably the prettiest venue I've ever worked is the Chicago Cultural Center
Mm.
with the overhead murals and the
Yeah.
glass,
Yeah.
the stained glass ceiling. That is the most beautiful venue I've ever worked at.
I wish I could remember where my cousin got married like 4 or 5 years back, because she got married in Chicago for sure, and it was I just don't remember the name, but it's a famous
Like the
I'm an
Drake-
idiot.
the
It's an
Drake
indoor
Hotel?
garden. What do you call an indoor
Indoor-
garden?
Oh,
Atrium or something? It's a
botanic?
famous.
Yeah.
It's like a
Botanical
famous place in
center?
Chicago.
I mean,
Arboretum
It's
or
huge. It's
yeah.
huge, like arbitrarium or something,
or
basically.
what's the term of
It's
Like
on
all
tip
the
of my
wedding
brain.
guests could
Greenhouse.
walk around the
Greenhouse.
indoor jungle,
Greenhouse.
basically,
Right, yeah.
and then the venue is right inside. It was super pretty.
There's
That
a
was
pretty
crazy.
sick greenhouse at Navy Pier that people get married in.
Yeah.
Really?
There's a couple other ones too. I've never done one around here in that realm.
My favorite greenhouse, just a little side note that I don't think they would do weddings in, but I would love to get married at like a small 15-person little ceremony thing, is the Butterfly Museum. The Anne Bogart Butterfly Museum in Chicago. That would be the most beautiful
be
place
super
to have a
pretty, yeah.
wedding, I think.
Yeah.
I would love to get married there.
Heck yeah.
I don't know if they would do that.
Let's reach out to him.
yeah, we're gonna have to, would you guys be willing to do
Just
that?
bring your own
I'm not
officiant.
engaged at all, but
Right.
just curious.
One of my
Oh.
first gigs, we did a bar mitzvah in a greenhouse, dude, and that.
Oh
that
my
was just
gosh.
awesome.
Wow, what was
it was
that?
beautiful.
What place was that?
Was it in Elkhart or Mishawaka?
It was
or?
Mishawaka, I think. It was east.
Could look it up.
I forget what it was, but
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that place was so beautiful. And that was a great party too. They actually reached out. They're having another bat mitzvah that they wanted us to
Sick.
Let's
do.
go. Let's go.
Do it.
But yeah, oh my gosh, anything with the most flowers that you can,
Yeah.
like live
Real
breathing
yeah,
flowers.
yeah.
bre-
It's
oh
just
my
gorgeous.
gosh,
I
the
agree.
air felt
Nature
good.
Yeah.
You
involved
could
just
breathe.
ups it
It was a
automatically.
nice day outside.
You
Nice
feel
sand.
so much better,
Yep.
dude. You feel
It's
lighter.
good air.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. So, worst gig. I didn't have a miss.
Right. Like
Yeah,
it's so
I
hard to say.
I mean, I think there was one or two where it was just, there was so many elements against us doing what we could do. Like,
Right.
we still delivered a top-notch experience, what I think is a 10 out of 10 experience. But like, there's just like, bride and groom were fighting, or we were outdoors and they were pulled away a lot, and like the weather wasn't great, and like the bride and groom were cool, but their crowd just were crunchy and just left early, and everybody was kind of mean.
Yeah.
Like those ones are tough, but I know that's not like, that's just the nature of the business. Like that's not anything. Of course, there's like a mic dropouts, equipment failures, power outages. You know, in my career, I've had a few of those. I'll never forget those. But last year was pretty solid for me in terms of like performance. Like the weddings went well and they went smoothly, and we went above and beyond what our contract stipulated we would provide.
I thought of a worst one.
Yes.
I was alone, and oh, dude. So it was where you load in at this venue. There's a couple different spots, and I had to trek like up a few stairs and like all the way to the back of this place into this space that they don't ever use. They don't ever use it for weddings because a family like usually stays, so they don't use this space usually for weddings. And it was a small wedding, but everything went okay. It's just like, it was a 2 out of 10 still, for the fact that we were just in the worst
So
layout
far.
of all time. And we left, like we were scheduled until 10, like nobody danced because it was mostly kids. Like it was 30 kids, 30 grandparents, and like that was it. And they all left by 7:30, 8 o'clock. Even the couple was like, "Hey, you did great. We just want to go home and go
Yeah.
to bed," which I get. Like
Yeah.
they had 3 kids, their own kids they just wanted to, they had a long day. They celebrated their love. Like I said, everything went smooth. It was a good day.
Yeah.
But for like what I like to do in weddings, I like to throw, and parties I like to throw, it was a 2 out of 10.
Yeah. For them, they got the value more than the value
Right,
they
it was a good,
But
They
for
got
you
that
as a
value,
DJ,
yeah.
like this experience was not.
it was like the farthest load,
The hardest
ever,
working-
longest day,
Yeah.
farthest. Even though we ended early, it just felt like such a long day.
Mm.
And I was alone. Those always feel so much longer.
Those
now.
are always.
I
so
used to
much
work
longer.
alone all the time. And
Yeah,
then last
you used
year,
to demand it.
I used to,
You're-
because I was always traveling from Cherville. I never would really like want to make someone travel, yada yada yada. Or I was coming from college, and like had my own stuff. But yeah, now last year after working with probably the 50 weddings I did, I had 40 assistants. I
Yeah.
hate working without an assistant.
Right?
It's
Assistants
so
help.
much better.
People think I'm
working
crazy.
with another person. Just to
Makes
chat,
the
just
time
to be able
fly,
to walk
man.
away.
It does.
Right,
Yeah.
just to
You're
riff
like
off
brothers in the
Even
trenches.
if I break
Yeah.
down in 20 on my own, breaking down in 10 feels like 10 times as fast.
Woo!
It does. Like
It
it,
does.
just makes the setup, it makes it all feel so much faster, More convenient.
Were you thrilled when we came and bailed you out? To
Oh, yeah,
help
yeah.
you?
Yeah.
And we were thrilled that you helped us set
Yeah.
up. So it's you know, and
That was
that's one of my. I'll give 3. That was one of my best ones. That was this year, but like that was such a fun gig, Dayton, because like we just couldn't play a bad song.
Yeah.
I got to trust my instincts, and people danced and had fun, and it reminded me that like this is why I love this job. This is what it can be, and it went just super smoothly.
I loved messing around on a light bar. Everybody was
Dude, you were
digging
crushing it.
nice.
He was crushing that light bar. Dude, we also crushed that one. Dayton, you and I are like 2 for 2 this year because we crushed that company party.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
you were taking video and you were dropping the Cold Sparks.
Yep.
We
Yeah,
we
those videos
we
were
rented
good.
from Arrested
Insane.
Sounds. It was insane. We got a lot of good footage, great party. Like they were thrilled. And we done that. That was the 3rd year we did that party, or 4th year. And they were just ecstatic. I wish we did better at the tables that night at the casino. But, I had that one. Definitely, Micah, the one you're talking about in the tent. That was like a top one for me. Oh, I did one at Notre Dame in the Smith Ballroom with Chum, and the couple was super cool, and like it was just rager party. Honestly, just a 10 of 10. Just a great wedding. But the one that sticks out in my mind the most from last year is the one, Micah, you came. I think you were attending a friend's wedding. You were off that weekend.
Yeah, I remember. Yep.
But you came, we did, Chum and I were at Barrel House, and you just showed up and basically were to gig for free. So I think I hope I paid you. I think I did. But you came and just like helped us out, and it was just full floor dancing nonsense, people going crazy.
Everyone was drunk as shit.
Drunk as
Yeah.
shit.
Chum was out there dancing.
Bro,
everybody was
I
like, who's
was
dancing, dude?
back
The
that
officiant's
night.
dancing.
Oh
every
my
bartender.
God. It was just so much fun. There was great speeches. I met the groom's brother. I kind of knew from like we work out together in the same workout. It was just such a fun wedding and such a great dance floor. And I remember it being like, oh my God, this is so good.
Does he bench more than you?
I don't know because the workout is not like that.
Oh,
But
Not yet.
yeah, it's Orange Theory. It's a little different.
No.
It's yoga. It's hot yoga. Yeah. By the way, I used to think hot yoga was like your dress all hot. No, it's literally the temperatures turned up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can.
for years I thought it was like, ooh, hot yoga.
You can do both.
Like some of these moves are really hot the way I do with moves, you know. No, it's I'm embarrassed to admit that, but yeah, what are we, I guess to wrap it up, like stuff we should work on this year, like stuff we should look forward to, like, you know, I'm the boss, and so you guys you experience, you're on the other end of this, and it's like, how can we make this better? How can we make this flow better? How can we increase the experience for our team, but also and make things better for the couples? And maybe that's too big of a question. I don't know.
I think having the light bar
Mm.
thing on every single setup,
Everybody get light controllers.
be
I agree with
amazing.
We can do
And,
that.
You know, getting the assistants to kind of dig into that a little bit
You grab me a cold one, Mr. Mike.
would be a
Michelob.
very good addition because it just adds so much.
Right.
You said it
Really
so
have them
perfectly.
working on the bar. They should be.
Mm.
Why not?
Mike, you said it so perfectly when we were there. And I think you said it's like the dance floor is dancing with you.
Mm.
Is
got a
dancing
heartbeat,
with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. When you're controlling the
yeah.
lights to the music and you're releasing that energy, everybody feels like, yeah.
The room is dancing. with
Feels
you.
like a
The room's
concert.
alive, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think that does add a touch to it. It was when Micah and I were working at the prom, and that's the first time I was messing around on the light bar. That was really good. I started realizing that you were talking about getting everybody's sensories, you know,
Yeah, like involved in it. Yeah.
visually, audibly, everything. The more stimulation you can add on top of just the music enhances it for everyone.
Yeah.
And that's so true. Because the two
The
times I've
blackout
done it-
cracks me up. Blackout.
Yeah,
Like the blackout
yeah.
before Pink Pony or something like that. You're like, huh?
or like Fireball, you hit
Dun-dun-dun.
the blackout.
Yeah, yeah.
If you can make it dark in there, it's a powerful thing.
Yeah.
And they're just,
Yeah.
and then just boom, you hit them with it.
And then it goes da, 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 and then you hit the
As soon
strobe
as it-
light.
yeah.
Oh, and then it's
I've been doing
it's
this
so
thing
great.
where you could set all the colors, right?
You were
You could
showing
pick
me
and
that,
choose
yeah.
which colors. So like for Pink Pony Club, instead of doing like the blackout into a solid pink,
Mhm.
I have like 6 different
Showed me
pinks
that. It's
on
cool as
my
hell.
board.
It's
Oh,
so cool.
dude.
So I'll just
Presets,
select those. I'll
Those
turn
ones,
off
yeah.
all the other colors, and I'll hit like the 80, so like the sparkle one, but it'll just do all the pinks
It looks
Dude.
so good.
with a sparkle, and it
Mm.
looks
It's
so
like showering it in pink. It's
good.
so
But it's
cool.
like a bunch of
Yeah.
different colors of
Yeah.
pink, so it's not just the static one. But I've been doing that, and I've had a couple that I'm working with next weekend actually that I mentioned that too.
Yeah.
They want that in blue
Yeah.
because it's
Oh, dude.
they're saying it's her father's birthday, her father's favorite color is blue, so we're flashing all these
Mhm.
blue lights, whatever. So I programmed a bunch of blue lights
Yeah.
into the thing
Yeah.
just so we can get that ready to go. But yeah, like 6 different shades of blue, and we'll just flash them all. But it's
I
been
love
really
it.
fun.
We've scratched the surface. We've just barely scratched it.
Yeah.
And like this is my first year that we did Cold Sparks. And I was blown away at how easy they worked. They do a mess, but they worked. They did a mess.
They
Joe
did a
told me he's
mess.
like they're messy, so I brought a vacuum. Everything worked out, but like they worked exactly as prescribed, exactly on cue, and it looked amazing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be getting some of those,
Ooh.
I think, this year. But Cole, about you, sir? Anything we can add, do better? Things. This is really going well. Let's do more of this, or this is not going so well. Let's do less of this.
The stands for photo booth, they're just pointless.
The backdrops.
Yeah, backdrops. 99% of the venues we're going to has somewhere as like a backdrop or
Beautiful,
beautiful
clean wall
spot
space, or
that
Right.
you can put up. So backdrops is like my thing, but we're doing that with that. I love this job. I love it.
I've been recommending to couples too if they have an arch for ceremony or just like another floral arrangement, or if they have somewhere outside that looks nice, whatever, we can set up a photo booth wherever you want with your nice choice of backdrop. Sure, we have some that we can offer, but we really are trying to get away from just the metal flat, because it is just an image printed on a thing. It's not a 3D type of backdrop, and there are people out there that make amazing 3D scenery.
Much better than ours.
Much better than
Yeah.
what we can offer. And if that's really important to you, I'd much rather you go with another vendor that offers that and maybe offers photo booth through them. Or, but yeah, we'd love to add it as a side. But yeah, definitely. If
I can think of like maybe 2 weddings last year where a backdrop, maybe one, that outdoor one that we did, where a
Oh,
backdrop
yeah.
would have been necessary, where it's like they
It's
had no
needed.
backing.
Mhm.
And the places that we could choose, like every background was like, there's a light pole or something pretty ugly. And it's like, okay, our just flat
Right.
would have been like, but
Yeah.
outside of that, there was always a spot I could find that I'm like, that probably would actually look better. Like it had some
pretty good.
texture
Better.
and like
yeah,
it's
right.
themed with their
You
wedding.
can
or,
actually
like,
use
right.
the
Yep.
space, the
Yep.
venue.
Or
Oh,
like
we
you said, the
remember the
arch.
wall
So
here
many
at the
arch,
venue.
yeah, I love
Even
the
like-
arch.
On the cheaper side of weddings, generally have like an arch or something like
Right.
this that they've built themselves or
Mm.
whatever it may be. Like you can add something personal, like you said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
just-
the ceremony.
Yep. And then see all your guests in the photos under that the whole time. Like I think it's far more personal then.
Mhm.
I would love to add intelligent moving lights, but like where we control them with the controller.
Yeah.
That's a whole other
There's a button.
that
There's a button for
it's a
go-go.
whole other thing.
RC
It's
car
going to
with
take
a-
some programming, but you can now they're lightweight, they're cheap enough, they break down small. I've always avoided that because they used to be heavy and big and expensive. You had to have hard cases and totems. Now you can do it on the same poles we use, and
That's
you can
even
just
harder.
literally just
Yep.
Sick.
and it's real quick. You just turn them on, and they're battery powered now too, like which is insane. Technology, right?
Technology.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm looking more and more for that to just like up our game in terms of our light show and our smoke show with the sparklers, and yeah, it's wild time to be alive. Yeah, I don't have too much else. Anybody else have anything?
No, I think we're good.
Awesome, guys, thank you so much. This is great. We got the team here, so we
Yeah.
got the crew.
Dang.
Awesome.
We're missing some brothers in arms, but next time we'll get them here hopefully. But appreciate you guys coming out and being on the pod, and I appreciate all your guys' hard work. Thank you so much for doing this for me and joining our team and working hard. And thanks for coming on the podcast. So yeah,
All right.
we'll
See you at your wedding.
see you at your wedding.